Hello everyone. Welcome to English Pulse. Today we're beginning an exciting challenge called Speak English Fluently in 7 days. From day 1 to day 7, I will guide you step by step with simple lessons, simple stories, and practical exercises that anyone can follow. So, are you ready? Let's begin day 1 and take the first step towards speaking English with confidence. Chapter 1. Day 1. Begin speaking without fear. Can I really become fluent in just 7 days? The answer is simple. You may not become perfect in 7 days, but you can completely change the way you learn English. You can build confidence. You can stop being afraid. You can begin speaking English every single day. That's the real goal. When you change your daily habits, your English changes too. Let me tell you a story. A young man named Amir wanted to speak English each and every day. He watched English videos, but he never opened his mouth. He knew many grammar rules. He knew hundreds of words. But when someone asked him a simple question like, "How are you?" he became nervous. His mind became empty. He wanted to answer, but the words didn't come out. He believed he needed to learn more before speaking. One day, his teacher smiled and said, "Amir, you don't learn to speak by waiting. You learn to speak by speaking." Those words changed his life. From that day, Amir began speaking English for just 10 minutes each and every day. He made many mistakes. Sometimes he forgot words. Sometimes his pronunciation wasn't correct. But each and every day he became a bit improved. After several months, people were surprised by his confidence. He didn't become fluent because he was perfect. He became fluent because he practiced every single day. Many English learners make the same mistake. They wait for the perfect time. They think they need perfect grammar. They think they need a very large vocabulary. They think they need to understand every word before speaking. But that's not true. A child doesn't learn to speak perfectly. A child listens, copies, makes mistakes and keeps talking. You learned your first language in exactly the same way. English isn't different. You need listening, speaking, repeating, and patience. Today is day 1. Today we're going to forget about fear. Fear is the largest enemy of every English learner. Fear says people will laugh at you. Fear says your pronunciation is poor. Fear says you will make mistakes. But remember this, every fluent English speaker once made mistakes. Every teacher was once a beginner. Every expert began with simple words. Mistakes aren't your enemy, they are your teachers. Every mistake shows you what to improve. Now let us do something simple. Look around your room. Choose 5 things you can see. Maybe you see a chair, a table, a phone, a window, and a book. Now say their names in English. Next, make short sentences. This is my chair. The table is brown. My phone is on the table. The window is open. This is my book. Don't worry if your sentences are simple. Simple English is great English. Speaking simple sentences each and every day is much improved than knowing challenging grammar and never speaking. Another significant habit's listening. Listening assists your brain understand natural English. Listen to English each and every day. Listen while you're walking. Listen while you're cooking. Listen before you sleep. You don't need to understand every word. Just keep listening. Gradually your ears become powerfuler. You begin to recognize common words and phrases. One day you suddenly understand more than before. That's how your brain learns naturally. I also want you to repeat everything you hear. This is called shadowing. Listen to one sentence. Pause the audio. Repeat the same sentence. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and speed. At first it feels challenging, but after many repetitions your mouth becomes more comfortable. Speaking becomes more natural. This is one of the quickest ways to improve your English. When I was learning a new language, I used this method each and every day. I listened to short stories. I repeated every sentence many times. Sometimes I repeated one sentence 10 times. Sometimes 20 times. At first I became tired, but after several weeks I noticed something astonishing. I was speaking without translating every word in my mind. My confidence grew little by little. That happened because I practiced consistently. Another great habit's talking to yourself. Some people think this is strange, but it's one of the best ways to practice. Describe what you're doing. Say, "I am making tea now. I am opening the door. I am going to work. I feel delighted today." Nobody is judging you. You can practice anywhere. Your home becomes your English classroom. Remember that fluency doesn't mean speaking quicker. Great many folks think fluent speakers talk very quickly. That's not true. Fluency means speaking comfortably and naturally. It means expressing your ideas without too much fear. Gradual and clear English is much improved than quick and confusing English. So take your time. Speak clearly. Confidence is more significant than speed. Another useful exercise is learning little phrases instead of single words. For example, instead of learning only the word hungry, learn the sentence I am hungry. Instead of learning tired, learn I am tired today. Your brain remembers complete sentences more easily than isolated words. Later you can change the sentence. I am hungry now. She is hungry. We're hungry. One sentence teaches you many patterns. Don't compare yourself with other learners. Some people learn quicker. Some people learn gradualer. Everyone has a different journey. The only person you should compare yourself with is the person you were yesterday. If today you know one new word, that's progress. If today you speak one new sentence, that's success. Little improvements each and every day create large results over time. Before you complete today's lesson, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise that you will speak English each and every day, even for just 10 minutes. Promise that you won't stop because of mistakes. Promise that you will enjoy the learning process. Learning English isn't a race, it's a journey. Every step you take brings you closer to your dream. Today is only the beginning. You have already taken the first step. That first step is often the hardest one, but you did it. Tomorrow we will continue building your confidence. You will learn new habits that make speaking English easier and more natural. Stay excited, stay positive, and remember that every fluent speaker once began exactly where you're today. Chapter 2, Day 2. Train your mind to think in English. We're going to train our minds to think in English. This habit can completely change the way you speak. Many English learners understand English, but they still translate every sentence in their minds. First they think in their own language, then they translate into English. This takes time. It makes speaking gradual and stressful. Today we will begin breaking that habit. Let me tell you a story. There was a young woman named Sarah. She loved learning English. Every evening she watched English videos and learned new vocabulary. She could answer grammar questions very well, but whenever someone spoke to her, she became silent. She always translated every word in her head. If someone asked, "What did you do today?" she first thought in her own language. Then she searched for English words. By the time she found the answer, the conversation had already moved on. She felt disappointed every time. One day, her English teacher gave her a simple challenge. The teacher said, "For 1 week, stop translating. Think only in simple English." Sarah laughed because she thought it was impossible, but she decided to try. The next morning she looked at the sun and said quietly, "It's a lovely morning." When she made breakfast, she said, "I am making eggs. The tea is hot. I like this breakfast." When she walked outside, she looked at the sky and thought, "The sky is blue. The weather is nice. The mighty bakes 15 for Pawsey." Her sentences were very simple, but something astonishing happened. After several days, English began coming naturally. She no longer needed to translate every sentence. Her confidence grew every single day. This is exactly what you should do. Don't begin with challenging sentences. Begin with very little thoughts. Look around your room. Think, "This is my chair. My bag is on the floor. I need some water. I am delighted today." These short thoughts teach your brain to use English naturally. Your goal isn't to sound perfect. Your goal is to think directly in English. Many learners believe they need thousands of words before they can think in English. That's not true. You only need the words you already know. If your vocabulary is little, your thoughts will also be simple. That's perfectly fine. Every fluent speaker once began with simple sentences. As you learn more words, your thoughts become longer and more interesting. Another useful exercise is describing everything you see. Imagine you're walking in a park. Say in your mind, "I see a tree. The tree is tall. 2 children are playing. A man is walking his dog. The flowers are lovely." Even if nobody hears you, your brain is practicing English. Every little sentence makes your English powerfuler. I remember when I was learning, I decided that every morning I would think only in English for 5 minutes. At first, it was challenging. I often forgot and returned to my own language. But every time I remembered, I began again. Gradually those 5 minutes became 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. One day I realized I was thinking in English without trying. It didn't happen overnight. It happened because I practiced each and every day. Another habit that assists is asking yourself questions in English. For example, ask what am I doing? Then answer I am studying English. Ask what will I eat for dinner? Then answer I will eat rice and vegetables. Ask how do I feel today? Then answer honestly. These simple conversations with yourself prepare you for real conversations with other people. You can also use your daily routine as your English teacher. When you wake up, think I need to brush my teeth. While getting dressed, think I am wearing a blue shirt today. While traveling, think the road is busy. While working, think I need to complete this task. Every moment becomes an English lesson if you choose to use it. Don't worry about grammar while you're thinking. The most significant thing is to keep your thoughts moving. If you stop every few seconds to remember grammar rules, you lose confidence. Keep your thoughts simple and natural. Later, your grammar will improve through listening, reading, and speaking practice. Listening is also connected to thinking. The more English you hear, the easier it becomes to think in English. Listen to short stories each and every day. Listen to conversations. Listen to podcasts made for beginners. When you hear the same phrases many times, your brain remembers them automatically. Soon those phrases become part of your own thinking. Reading simple books also assists. As you read, try to imagine the story in your mind. Don't translate every sentence. Pictures in your imagination. If the story says, the little boy is running in the rain, imagine the boy running. Your brain understands ideas much quicker through pictures than through translation. Another assistful habit's keeping a little English diary. Every night, write 5 simple sentences about your day. For example, today I worked hard. I drank coffee. I studied English for 20 minutes. I watched a funny video. I feel proud of myself. These sentences may seem little, but they train your mind to express real experiences in English. Remember that progress comes from repetition. Thinking in English one time isn't enough. You must do it each and every day. The more you repeat this habit, the powerfuler it becomes. Just like exercising your body makes your muscles powerfuler, exercising your mind makes your English stronger. Sometimes you may forget a word that's completely normal. Don't stop thinking. Use easier words instead. If you forget the word delicious, simply think the food is very great. If you forget the word excited, think I feel very delighted. Communication is more significant than using challenging vocabulary. One mistake many learners make is trying to sound advanced too early. They memorize complicated sentences they never use. Instead, master the English you need each and every day. Learn how to talk about your family, your work, your hobbies, your dreams, your daily routine, and your feelings. These topics appear in real conversations again and again. Always remember that fluency grows through daily habits. Through one perfect lesson. Every time you think in English, your brain creates a powerful connection with the language. These little connections become larger each and every day. One day you will answer questions naturally without stopping to translate. That day will surprise you because it will feel simple. Before you complete today's lesson, I want you to complete one simple challenge. For the next 10 minutes, think only in English. Describe everything you see. Ask yourself questions. Answer them with short sentences. If you forget and return to your own language, simply begin again. There's no failure. Every new attempt is another step toward fluency. Chapter 3. Day 3. Learn by listening like a native speaker. Listening is one of the largest secrets to speaking English naturally. Many learners want to speak first. Learners want to speak first, but they forget that speaking grows from listening. Before you can speak naturally, your ears must become familiar with the sounds of English. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Daniel. He studied English grammar for many years. He could read books and write long sentences. But whenever he watched an English movie or listened to native speakers, he became confused. People spoke too quick. He thought native speakers were impossible to understand. One day his teacher gave him a simple challenge. The teacher said, "Don't try to understand every word. Just listen each and every day." Daniel followed the advice. Every morning he listened to the same short English story. At first, he understood only several words. He heard great morning, family, and school. That was all. But he continued listening each and every day. After 1 week he understood more. After 1 month the story became simple. Then he began listening to new stories. Little by little his ears became powerfuler. One day he watched an English video without subtitles and understood most of it. War. He smiled because he realized that listening each and every day had completely changed his English. Many learners think they should understand every word while listening. That's not true. Even native speakers sometimes miss words when people speak quickly. The goal isn't to understand every single word. The goal is to understand the main idea. Imagine you're watching a story about a family going to the beach. You may not know every word, but you understand that they are delighted, they are traveling, and they are enjoying the day. That's real listening. The best way to improve your listening is to choose simple English. If the material is too challenging, you become frustrated. If it's simple, you stay motivated. Listen to short stories made for beginners. Listen to gradual conversations. Listen to children's stories. These simple materials build a powerful foundation. As your listening improves, you can gradually move to more challenging English. Another significant habit's listening to the same story many times. Many students always look for new videos. They watch one video and never return to it. But repetition is one of the best teachers. Listen to the same story today. Listen again tomorrow. Listen again the next day. Every time you listen, you notice something new. You hear a word you missed before. You recognize a sentence that was challenging yesterday. Repeating the same story assists your brain remember naturally. I remember doing this when I was learning. I had one short recording that lasted only 5 minutes. I listened to it each and every day for 2 weeks. At first, it sounded very quick. After several days, I began to recognize every sentence. By the end of the second week, I could repeat almost the entire recording without looking at the text. That simple habit improved both my listening and my speaking. Another excellent exercise is shadowing. Listen to one sentence. Pause the audio. Repeat exactly what you hear. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and speed. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Just keep copying. Your mouth learns through practice. Every repetition makes your pronunciation a bit improved. When you repeat after native speakers, pay attention to how they connect words. English isn't spoken one word at a time. Words flow together like music. Native speakers often connect sounds smoothly. The more you listen, the more natural these connections become. You don't have to study every pronunciation rule. Your ears will learn naturally through repeated listening. Another assistful idea is to listen actively, not passively. Passive listening means playing English while thinking about something else. Active listening means giving your full attention. Sit quietly. Listen carefully. Try to understand the story. Imagine the pictures in your mind. Ask yourself simple questions. Who is speaking? Where are they? What is happening? This type of listening teaches your brain much quicker. You should also make English part of your daily life. Listen while you clean your room. Listen while you cook. Listen while you exercise. Listen while you travel. Even if you're busy, your ears continue becoming familiar with English sounds. Every minute of listening assists you improve. Another great habit's recording yourself after listening. Listen to a short paragraph. Then try to repeat it without reading. Record your voice. Compare your recording with the original speaker. You won't notice little differences in pronunciation and rhythm. This isn't a reason to feel discouraged, it's a chance to improve. Every recording shows your progress. Sometimes you may feel that you're not improving. That feeling is normal. Learning happens gradually. You may not notice changes each and every day, but your brain is working quietly. One day you will suddenly understand a conversation that seemed impossible before. That moment comes because of all the listening you have already done. Remember that children learn their first language by listening for thousands of hours before speaking clearly. They don't begin with grammar books. They begin with listening. We can learn English in the same natural way. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. Familiar sounds become familiar words. Familiar words become familiar sentences. Then those sentences become part of your own speech. Another significant tip is to enjoy what you listen to. Choose stories that make you smile. Listen to interesting conversations. Find topics you enjoy. If you like travel, listen to travel stories. If you enjoy cooking, listen to cooking videos. When you enjoy the content, learning becomes easier because you stay interested. Don't be afraid of listening to different voices. Men, women, young people, older people, and speakers from different countries all sound different. The more voices you hear, the more flexible your listening becomes. At first, different accents may seem challenging, but regular practice will make them easier to understand. Today, I want to give you a simple challenge. Choose one English story that's about 3 to 5 minutes long. Listen to it 3 times today. The first time, simply enjoy it. The second time, pay attention to new words and sentences. The third time, pause after each sentence and repeat it aloud. This little exercise will improve your listening, pronunciation, confidence, and speaking at the same time. Always remember that listening isn't separate from speaking. They grow together. Every sentence you hear becomes a sentence you may use in the future. Every story you listen to becomes another step toward fluency. Be patient with yourself. Keep listening each and every day and your English will become powerfuler without you even realizing it. Chapter 4. Day 4. Build your vocabulary naturally. Each and every day we're going to learn how to build a powerful vocabulary. Naturally. Many students believe they need to memorize thousands of words before they can speak English. They spend hours reading long vocabulary lists. But after several days, they forget most of the words. Then they feel the great news is that there's a much improved way to learn vocabulary and you will discover it together. Let me tell you a story. There was a college student named Emma. She wanted to speak English fluently. Every weekend she memorized 100 new words. She worked very hard. On Monday she could remember almost every word. By Friday she had forgotten more than half of them. She became frustrated because she spent so much time studying stuff without seeing real improvement. One day her English teacher asked a simple question. Emma, when you learn a new word, do you use it? Emma answered, no, I only memorize the meaning. The teacher smiled and said, words become part of your memory only when you use them. That advice changed everything. Emma stopped memorizing long lists. Instead, she learned 5 useful words each and every day. She made sentences with them. She spoke them aloud. She wrote them in her journal. She listened for them in English stories. After several months, she remembered hundreds of words without feeling stressed because she used every word many times. This is the secret. Don't collect words like stamps. Collect words that you can use in real life. Imagine that today you learn the word morning. Instead of only remembering its meaning, make several simple sentences. Great morning. I wake up early every morning. This morning is lovely. I drink tea every morning. One word becomes many sentences. Your brain remembers the word because it has a real purpose. The same idea works for every new word. Suppose you learn the word delighted. Don't stop with the meaning. Say, I am delighted today. My family is delighted. She looks delighted. Delighted people smile often. Every sentence gives your brain another chance to remember the word. Soon you will use it naturally without thinking. Another significant habit's learning words in groups. For example, if you learn the word kitchen, also learn table, chair, plate, spoon, cup, and glass. These words belong together. Your brain remembers connected ideas more easily than random words. Tomorrow when you think about your kitchen, all those words will come back together. I remember when I was learning English. Every week I chose one topic. One week I learned words about food. The next week I learned words about travel. Then I learned words about school and family. Each and every day I used those words in conversations with myself. Sometimes I looked around my room and named everything I could see. Gradually my vocabulary became larger and I didn't even realize how much I was learning. Reading is another marvelous way to learn vocabulary. Choose a simple story. When you find a new word, don't stop every minute to open a dictionary. First try to understand the meaning from the sentence. Often the story gives you enough clues. If the word is still confusing, then look it up. After that, return to the story and read the sentence again. This assists you understand how the word is used naturally. Listening also assists you remember vocabulary. When you hear the same word again and again, your brain begins to recognize it automatically. Maybe you hear the word friend in today's story. Tomorrow you hear it in a podcast. Next week you hear it in a movie. Next week you hear it in a movie. Soon that word feels familiar because you have met it many times in different situations. Another excellent habit's keeping a vocabulary notebook. Don't write only the word and its meaning. Write the word, one simple sentence and maybe a little drawing if it assists you remember. For example, word smile. Sentence, my friend has a lovely smile. A notebook like this becomes your personal English treasure. Every week, review your old words. You will be surprised by how many you remember. Some learners try to learn challenging words because they want to sound intelligent, but simple words are much more useful. Native speakers often use simple vocabulary in daily conversations. Words like go, come, make, help, want, need, delighted, unhappy, friend, and family appear each and every day. Master these common words first, they are the building blocks of fluent English. Another assistful trick is using new words immediately. Suppose today you learn the word lovely. Use it all day. Say, the weather is lovely. This flower is lovely. That picture is lovely. The more you use a word, the deeper it stays in your memory. Don't worry if you forget words. Sometimes forgetting is part of learning. Everyone forgets. The significant thing is to meet the word again. Every time you see it, hear it, read it, or use it, your memory becomes powerfuler. Think of learning vocabulary like watering a plant. One drop of water isn't enough. You must water it again and again. Then it grows. Flashcards are also very useful. Write the English word on one side and a simple sentence on the other. Review your cards whenever you have several free minutes. While waiting for a bus or standing in a line, you can practice. Even 5 minutes of review each and every day makes a large difference. Another enjoyable way to learn vocabulary is through stories. Stories make words meaningful. Imagine reading about a boy who loses his backpack. You learn words like school, teacher, book, bag, and friend naturally because they belong to the story. Later, when you remember the story, you also remember the vocabulary. Try describing your day using the new words you learn. If today's new word is busy, say, today was busy. I completed my work. I studied English. I cooked dinner. Real life practice helps vocabulary become part of your daily speech. You should also speak your new words aloud. Reading silently is assistful, but saying the words assists your pronunciation and memory at the same time. Your eyes, ears, mouth, and brain work together. This creates powerful learning. Always remember that learning 10 useful words well is much improved than memorizing 100 words that you never use. Quality is more significant than quantity. Build your vocabulary gradually and steadily. Every new word is another tool that assists you express yourself more clearly. Before you complete today's lesson, I want to give you a simple challenge. Choose 5 new English words today. Write one sentence with each word. Read those sentences aloud 3 times. Then use those words while talking to yourself during the day. Tonight, review them before you sleep. Tomorrow morning, say them again. This simple routine will assist you remember vocabulary for a long time. Today you have learned that vocabulary isn't about memorizing endless lists, it's about using words naturally in speaking, listening, reading and writing. Every word you use becomes part of your English. Every sentence you create makes your confidence powerfuler. Chapter 5. Day 5. Speak English each and every day. Even if you're alone, we will learn how to practice speaking each and every day, even if you have nobody to speak with. Many learners believe they can't improve because they don't have an English partner. They say, I have no teacher. I have no friends who speak English. I have nobody to practice with. But today you will discover that you can become a confident speaker even when you're completely alone. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Noah. He lived in a little town where almost nobody spoke English. Each and every day he wanted to practice, but he had no one to talk to. He felt discouraged because he believed speaking was impossible. Without a calm conversation partner, one evening while looking into a mirror, he decided to try something different. He smiled and said, "Hello, my name is Noah. Today I had a busy day. I worked hard. I learned 5 new English words." At first it felt strange. He laughed at himself. But the next day he did it again. Then the next day. Soon he was speaking for 10 minutes without stopping. After several months, when he finally met English speakers online, he was surprised. Speaking didn't feel scary anymore. Hooray. Scarying. Old boy. Right. Because he had already practiced hundreds of conversations by himself. This story teaches us a significant lesson. The person you need most for speaking practice is yourself. You're always available. You can practice at any time, early in the morning, late at night, during a walk, or while cooking dinner. You can always speak English. One of the best ways to practice alone is called self-talk. Self-talk means talking about everything you're doing. For example, when you wake up, say, "Great morning. Today I feel energetic." I am going to brush my teeth. Then I will make brie quick. While cooking, say I am cutting vegetables. The soup smells great. I need more salt. While cleaning your room, say this room is messy. I am cleaning the table. Now the room looks improved. These simple sentences train your brain to use English naturally. Don't worry if your sentences are short. Short sentences are powerful. They build confidence. Later those short sentences become longer. Instead of saying I am cooking, you may say I am cooking dinner because my family will arrive soon. Your English grows one sentence at a time. Another marvelous exercise is speaking in front of a mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and imagine you're meeting a new friend. Smile and introduce yourself. Say your name, your job, your hobbies, and your dreams. Then ask yourself simple questions and answer them. What do you like to do? I like reading books. Where do you live? I live in a little city. Why are you learning English? I want to communicate with people around the world. This activity assists you become comfortable speaking while looking at another person, even if that person is your own reflection. I remember using this exercise when I wanted to become a more confident speaker. At first, I felt embarrassed. I smiled because it seemed funny to talk to myself. But after several weeks, something changed. I became more relaxed. I spoke more naturally. My confidence increased because I practiced without fear of being judged. Another assistful habit: describing pictures. Open a magazine or look at a photograph. Describe everything you see. You might say, there's a big girl. She is wearing a red dress. She is smiling. There's a dog beside her. They are playing in the park. She is wearing a red dress. The weather looks sunny. This simple activity teaches you to speak continuously without memorizing sentences. You can also pretend that you're a teacher. Imagine you're explaining something to your students. Teach how to make tea. Explain your daily routine. Describe your favorite movie. Talk about your hometown. When you teach, you organize your thoughts clearly. This makes your speaking powerfuler. Recording your voice is another excellent exercise. Choose one topic and speak for 2 or 3 minutes. Then listen to your recording. You may notice little mistakes. That's perfectly normal. Don't criticize yourself. Instead, ask, how can I improve next time? Every new recording becomes a bit improved than the previous one. Many learners avoid recording themselves because they don't like hearing their own voices. Almost everyone feels that way in the beginning, but after listening several times, you become comfortable. More significantly, you notice your progress. You hear clearer pronunciation. You hear fewer pauses. You hear more confidence. Those improvements motivate you to continue. Another useful idea is creating imaginary conversations. Imagine you're ordering food in a restaurant. One voice asks, what would you like to eat? Then answer, I would like a bowl of soup and a sandwich, please. Next, imagine you're shopping. Ask, how much does this shirt cost? Then answer, it costs $20. These imaginary conversations prepare you for real situations. Speaking while walking is another great habit. Go for a short walk and describe everything around you. The sky is cloudy. I see many cars. A child is riding a bicycle. The wind feels cool today. Nature gives you endless topics to describe. Every walk becomes an English lesson. Reading aloud also improves your speaking. Choose a short story and read it gradually. Pay attention to pronunciation. Imagine you're telling the story to someone sitting beside you. Reading aloud strengthens your speaking muscles and improves your confidence. Don't try to sound perfect. Focus on speaking clearly. Fluency grows from regular practice, not from perfect grammar. Native speakers also make little mistakes when they talk quickly. The significant thing is communicating your ideas. Another powerful habit's using a timer. Set a timer for 5 minutes and speak without stopping. If you forget a word, explain it differently. Keep talking. The goal isn't perfect English. The goal is continuous English. Each and every day increase the time little by little. Soon you will speak comfortably for 10 or 15 minutes. Always celebrate your progress. Maybe today you spoke for 3 minutes without stopping. That's success. Maybe today you learned one new phrase and used it correctly. That's success too. Every little achievement deserves recognition because it brings you closer to fluency. Remember that confidence doesn't appear suddenly. It grows through daily practice. Every sentence you speak is another brick in the powerful foundation of your English. Some days you will feel confident. Other days you may struggle. That's completely normal. Keep practicing anyway. Consistency is much more significant than perfection. Before you complete today's lesson, I want to give you a simple challenge. Stand in front of a mirror today and speak English for 5 minutes. Introduce yourself. Talk about your day. Describe your plans for tomorrow. Smile while you speak. If you make mistakes, keep going. Tomorrow, do the same thing again. You want is that each and every day becomes a bit easier. Today you have learned that you don't need a classroom to improve your speaking. You don't need expensive lessons. You don't need to wait for the perfect partner. You already have everything. You must begin. Your voice, your imagination, and your daily life can become your greatest English teachers. Chapter 6, Day 6. Speak in complete phrases, not single words. We will learn how to speak in complete phrases instead of single words. This simple habit can make your English sound more natural, more confident, and much more fluent. Let me tell you a story. There was a young woman named Lily. She knew many English words. She knew words like water, book, delighted, school, and friend. But when people asked her simple questions, she answered with only 1 or 2 words. How are you? Fine. What did you do today? Work. Do you like English? Yes. Her answers were correct, but the conversation stopped very quickly. She wanted to speak more, but she didn't know how. One day, her English teacher gave her some simple advice. The teacher said, never answer with 1 word. Always answer with a complete sentence. Lily decided to practice each and every day. When someone asked how are you, she answered I am doing very well today. Thank you for asking. When someone asked what did you do today, she said today I worked in the morning and later I studied English for 1 hour. When someone asked, do you like English, she answered, yes, I like English because it assists me communicate with people from different countries. Gradually, people noticed something different. Lily sounded more confident. She sounded more natural. She wasn't using challenging grammar. She was simply speaking in complete phrases. This is exactly what you should do. Many English learners memorize single words. They learn delighted, hungry, tired, lovely, and busy. But native speakers usually speak in groups of words. Instead of remembering only hungry, remember the phrase I am hungry. Instead of learning busy, remember I am busy today. Instead of learning lovely, remember it's a beautiful day. Your brain remembers complete phrases much more easily because they are useful immediately. Imagine someone asks what is your favorite hobby. Instead of saying reading, try saying my favorite hobby is reading books because I enjoy learning new things. Now your answer sounds friendly and natural. Suppose someone asks where do you live? Instead of saying Pakistan, you can answer I live in Pakistan with my family, it's a lovely place. Notice how simple these sentences are. You don't need challenging grammar. You only need simple ideas connected together. I remember when I first began practicing this habit. Every time I learned a new phrase, I repeated it many times. I would like I am looking for, could you assist me? I think in my opinion these little phrases became automatic later during real conversations. I didn't have to think about them. They came naturally because I had practiced them many times. Another excellent habit's learning common expressions instead of translating every sentence. For example, nice to meet you. See you later. Have a great day. Take care. What do you think? I don't know. That sounds great. These expressions appear in daily conversations again and again. When you know them well, speaking becomes much easier. Another useful exercise is expanding your sentences little by little. Begin with a short sentence. I like coffee. Now add one idea. I like coffee because it gives me energy. Add another idea. I like coffee because it gives me energy, especially in the morning before work. You can continue expanding your ideas naturally. This exercise teaches your brain to keep talking instead of stopping after one sentence. Another marvelous habit's answering imaginary questions. Ask yourself simple questions. What did you eat today? What is your favorite movie? What do you want to learn? What did you do yesterday? Answer every question with at least 3 complete sentences. For example, what did you do yesterday? Yesterday I woke up early. I completed my work in the afternoon. Later, I watched an English lesson and practiced speaking for 30 minutes. This kind of practice prepares you for real conversations. Listening also assists you learn useful phrases. When you watch English videos or listen to stories, notice how people answer questions. Write down the complete phrases. Repeat them aloud. Practice using them in your own conversations. Soon these phrases become part of your daily English. Reading stories also assists. Every story contains natural sentence patterns. Instead of memorizing grammar rules, notice how sentences are built. Read them aloud. Repeat them several times. Then create similar sentences about your own life. For example, if the story says, I went to the market yesterday, you can say, I went to the library yesterday, or, I went to my friend's house yesterday. You're using the same sentence pattern with your own ideas. Another assistful habit's avoiding unnecessary translation. Many learners think of every word separately. I do want drink water. Instead, learn the complete phrase. I want to drink some water. Your brain remembers it as one natural expression. This makes speaking much quicker. Remember that fluency isn't about using challenging vocabulary, simple ideas smoothly. A child can speak fluently using very simple words because the child knows many useful phrases. You can do exactly the same thing. Another excellent exercise is storytelling. At the end of each day, tell yourself a short story about what happened. For example, this morning I woke up at 7 o'clock. I had breakfast with my family. Then I went to work. In the evening, I studied English and watched a short video. It was a great day. These simple stories improve your speaking naturally. Don't worry if you repeat the same phrases many times. Repetition is one of the powerfulest learning tools. Every repetition makes the phrase easier to remember. After enough practice, your mouth speaks automatically without stopping to think. Another significant thing is speaking gradually. Many learners believe speaking quick means speaking fluently. That's not true. Speaking clearly is much more significant. Native speakers appreciate clear communication. Take your time, complete one sentence before beginning the next one. Confidence grows from clear speech, not from speed. Always remember that your goal is communication. People don't expect perfect grammar. They want to understand your ideas. Simple sentences spoken confidently are much improved than complicated sentences filled with mistakes. Before you complete today's lesson, I want to give you a simple challenge. Today answer every question using at least 3 complete sentences. If someone asks how are you, don't answer with one word. If nobody asks you questions, ask yourself. Stand in front of a mirror. Ask 10 simple questions. Answer every one of them with complete phrases. You won't notice that speaking becomes easier with every answer. Today you have learned one of the largest secrets of fluent speakers. They don't think about single words. They think in complete phrases and complete ideas. When you practice this habit each and every day, your conversations become smoother, your confidence becomes powerfuler, and your English begins to sound natural. Chapter 7, Day 7. Keep growing and speak English with confidence. We will learn how to continue improving your English long after these 7 days are over. Let me tell you one final story. There was a young man named Alex. When he first began learning English, he could only introduce himself. When Fig introduced himself, he knew several simple words, but he couldn't have a real conversation. Sometimes he wanted to quit because he thought his progress was too gradual. One evening he looked at his old notebook. He saw the sentences he had written 6 months earlier. They were very simple. My name is Alex. I like football. I have one brother. He smiled because he realized something significant at that moment. He could write long paragraphs. He could understand English stories. He could speak with people online. He had improved so much, but he never noticed because he looked only at how far he still wanted to go. Added some. They focus only on what they can't do. They forget to celebrate what they can already do. Today I want you to stop for a moment and think about your own journey. Maybe 1 month ago you were afraid to speak. Today you can speak simple sentences. Maybe last year you understood only several English words. Today you understand much more. Maybe before this course you translated every sentence. Today you're beginning to think directly in English. These are real achievements. Be proud of every step you have taken. Remember that fluency isn't one large moment, it's thousands of little moments. Every story you listen to, every page you read, every sentence you write, every mistake you correct, every conversation you practice. All these little moments work together to build your confidence. A great many folks ask, what should I do after these 7 days? The answer is simple. Keep practicing, don't stop, because this course is completed. This is only the beginning of your English journey. Create a daily routine that's simple to follow. Or for example, spend 10 minutes listening to English. Spend 10 minutes reading. Spend 10 minutes speaking. Spend 10 minutes learning new phrases. Even 40 minutes each day can completely change your English over time. The secret is consistency. Little daily practice is much powerful than studying for 5 hours only once a week. Safe talk. Another significant habit's enjoying the learning process. Don't study English only because you have to. Study because it opens new opportunities. English assists you meet new people. It assists you watch movies without subtitles. It assists you travel. It assists you find improved jobs. It assists you learn from people all around the world. Every new word you learn opens another door. Another assistful idea is setting new goals. Don't simply say, I want to be fluent. Choose little, clear goals. For example, this week I will learn 20 useful phrases. This month I will complete one English storybook. I will speak English for 15 minutes each and every day. I will watch one English lesson every evening. Little goals are easier to achieve. Every time you reach one goal, set another. This keeps your motivation powerful. Don't be afraid of challenging days. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be days when English feels confusing. There will be days when you make many mistakes. That's completely normal. Every learner experiences these moments. The significant thing is never giving up. One challenging day doesn't mean you're failing. It simply means you're learning. Remember the little child who learns to walk. The child falls many times, but the child always stands up again. Eventually walking becomes natural. Learning English works exactly the same way. Another marvelous habit's assisting other learners. When you teach someone a new word or explain a simple sentence, you also strengthen your own English. Learning together makes the journey more enjoyable. Encourage your friends. Practice together. Share useful ideas. Celebrate each other's progress. The more English becomes part of your daily life, the more natural it becomes. Listen to English music. Watch English videos. Read simple stories. Change your phone language to English. Write your shopping list in English. Talk to yourself in English. Think in English. Gradually English becomes a normal part of your day instead of something you study only in a classroom. Always believe in yourself. Confidence is built through action. Every time you speak, your confidence grows. Every time you listen, your understanding grows. Every time you read, your vocabulary grows. Every time you write, your grammar grows powerfuler. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep moving forward. Remember something truly essential. Fluent speakers aren't people who never make mistakes. They are people who continue speaking even when they make mistakes. Don't let fear control your future. Speak, practice, learn, improve, repeat. One day someone will ask you, how did you become fluent in English? You will smile and say, I practiced a bit every single day. That simple habit changed everything. Before we complete, I want to give you one final challenge beginning tomorrow. Continue your English journey. Listen to English each and every day. Read each and every day. Think in English each and every day. Speak each and every day. Even if you have only 10 minutes, use those 10 minutes wisely. Your future self will thank you. Never forget that every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once struggled with simple words. If they could do it, you can do it, too. Believe in yourself. Stay patient. Stay positive. Keep learning. Keep speaking. And never stop growing. Thank you so much for spending these 7 days with me. I truly hope this journey has given you more confidence and more motivation to continue learning English. Remember, this isn't the end, it's the beginning of a marvelous new chapter in your life. Each and every day is another chance to become an improved English speaker. Before you leave, I have one little request. If you enjoyed this series and found it assistful, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you never miss our next English lesson. Watch the complete videos from beginning to end because every lesson builds on the previous one and assists you become a powerfuler English speaker. Also share this video with your friends and family who are learning English. And tell me in the comments. I will speak English each and every day. I read your comments and they inspire me to create more lessons for you. Thank you for watching. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep smiling, and I will see you in the next lesson. Greet, bye, and have a marvelous